fan of the Hauraki Big Show podcast? Make sure you check out more from Jase, Mike and Keyzie on their Instagram at Hauraki Big Show, or tune in to them 4 to 7 every weekday on Radio Hauraki. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. G'day, Mogi.
G'day, you bastards.
Welcome back, mate.
Scumbag sons of bees.
Hey, I never told you, fellas.
Can I just say you're looking hot, man?
Thanks, man.
I love the short hair,
Yeah.
the goatee, the hoodie, the jacket, which is like my jacket, but not my jacket, but I really like it. Motorbikey, black jeans, and some cons there.
Yeah.
Good look.
I was saying to
Keyzie
yesterday that I'm going for the romper stomper look. Remember romper stomper?
Well, I do. Russell Crowe playing Hando.
Yeah.
Which became a nickname prominent in Levin for everybody.
Right.
Call everybody Hando.
Hando. Hey, I never told you, fellas. I've got on
Hell of a sex scene in that one.
Oh,
if you
yeah,
remember.
isn't it?
Gee whiz.
Jesus.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Good Lord.
For
Russell
some
Crowe
reason,
looking good, man.
For some reason, that sex scene is just emblazoned in my brain.
I can remember one particular part of it.
Yeah, so can I.
Yeah.
I assume it's not like a nice erotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
full
that's
on.
right. Yeah.
It's just, you know,
It's unrelenting.
It's fairly passionate love making,
Unrelenting.
but it's like a hypercut. I've only seen that film once.
Yes.
But it's like a speed cut, you know, it sort of jumps through everything that's going on, and I wouldn't call it love making.
No.
Right.
No,
But they're enjoying themselves.
Oh, they're going hell for leather. Keyzie.
So it's
Hammer and
unrelenting,
tongs.
hell for leather, hammer and tongs.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
But the film is a great film.
It is a good film.
But
really good.
It's also like now, I don't like watching films like that.
No.
It's like American History X.
It's too full on.
Brilliant. Yeah, well, it's the racist stuff.
Yeah,
and all that sort of
yeah.
shit. I just can't.
It is pretty full on. Hey, but you'll be interested in this, Keyzie. I've got on the old NRL picks, you know.
Really? Have you
And-
actually?
And Mogi, check
Yeah,
this
here you
out,
go.
mate.
You jumped in mid-season. That's brave,
yeah.
brother.
Last weekend, 8 out of 8.
8 out of 8.
Yeah.
No one on the entire planet would have got 8 out of 8 last week.
Except for Hoodie J.
Unless you're a
Yeah,
massive
Keyzie.
idiot
Dr.
who just
J, they call
randomised
him.
it.
Apart from Hoodie J, I just wanted to let you know because I know you fellas don't think I'm into the rugby league, but I love my rugby league. I actually did watch a lot of it over the weekend.
It is good, isn't
It's
it?
good, man.
Well,
I'm just so much more back into it now that the Wars are going good. I'm
Yeah.
not disgusted by the sport, which I
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
on and off for 25 years.
it's much simpler league.
Yeah.
But I have to say, just on a very generic basis, I love the aesthetic of rugby more than league.
What does that mean?
Well, I
What does that even mean?
it's more flowing in a way.
But it's
No, it's
stop-start.
not.
It's
But-
complete opposite.
Whereas
I know what you mean.
Rugby league is just bang, 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 bang,
Yeah,
bang,
that's
bang.
right. I know.
Unrelenting.
Yeah, I get what you mean with that. You're thinking of backline moves,
yes.
sweeping backline moves. The problem
Yes.
is there's about 3 a game.
Yeah, well, there is that.
My father absolutely loved rugby league and equally hated rugby union.
Nice.
Back then, there was a real big thing between union
Yeah,
and league.
absolutely.
Like, if you're at school, you weren't allowed to play league. There was all this sort of shit that went on, and it seems to have died out a little bit now. But he would always quote me the time the ball's in play.
Yes.
Yeah, Union is pathetic.
Union's at about 34 or 35 minutes, if that, a game.
Yeah.
Whereas league is in the early 50s or so.
And
I
when
can't
they
argue
changed,
with that.
When they changed the rules 2 years ago, so it was just 6 again instead of a penalty.
Yeah.
It went up to about 70 minutes a game.
Which is a lot, which is why you had so many blowouts.
Which
eh?
is and then they brought it back down again with this new sort of depending where you are, and now
Yeah.
it's sort of
Yeah,
equalised about 65.
I don't want to get into league chat here. I was
Anyway,
just making the point that I got
bloody
8
good.
out of 8 in my picks.
The old man used to go into he started a new job in Hamilton. Nobody knew him, and he'd go in there. Everybody obviously loved the union.
Yes.
And he would always be stoked when the All Blacks lost. He'd never watch the game, but he'd see the result in the paper, and then he'd go in, and people get quite serious about their rugby.
Oh, yeah, mate.
So he'd always make sure to go into the kitchen when people are making the other fellas are making their cups of coffee, and he'd go, bloody All Blacks, eh? And then they they'd just go on, oh yeah, and absolutely miserable, and then he'd just go back to his desk and have a little laugh.
Yeah. Nice.
And then go back
Raka.
out and just
That reminds me, one of my first weeks or first month at Sky, Stephen McIver, who used to be the front man for the Warriors build-up shows.
Oh, yeah, you've talked about him quite a lot off air.
Right, yeah, probably have actually. But I still remember, it was like my second week. I saw him in the hallway, and I was excited about the All Blacks game that was coming up, and I had a quick chat to him and was like, "Oh, you going to watch the All Black games tonight?" He's like, "No, I'm a league man." And I remember being like, "Oh, okay, fair enough, whatever." And then I was like, "Oh, so do you reckon the Warriors will win this weekend?" He goes, "I'm a Bulldogs fan." And I was just like, what? It's one of the all-time, like, just ridiculous combos. And I was just like, couldn't you just say, yeah, man?
Just
you know
to douche him and that. Just give him a massive douche.
Full credit to him. Stick to your guns. But if that was me, I was like,
he wasn't sticking to his guns, though, was he?
No,
he's not a league man. He's a Bulldogs man.
He's a Bulldogs man. I was like, but you present the Warriors show. Anyway, that was...
maybe just trying to be a prick and doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
The Hauraki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie. The Hauraki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hauraki.
Did you go to the Koru Lounge?
I did.
Yeah.
Brief, though.
I feel like I need to fly just to go to the Koru Lounge again.
Actually, I have a question once you guys are done.
When we went... Oh, yeah, because I went with the kiddo to Taupo. So this is an interesting thing, people out there. I don't like driving with my kid. Long distances. I haven't done it for ages.
Yes.
I think the only time that we tried to do it was when she was under a year old and we tried to drive to Wellington. We got as far as Hamilton, then I put my wife and my kid on a plane, and then I drove the rest of the way. It was like, no fucking way are we doing this. So she'd be much better now, but it's still quite punishing. And the drive from Auckland to Taupo is about 4.5 hours.
It's a long one.
That.
Plus, you're going to have stoppages along the way. It's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. So last week, I thought, I wonder if they fly to Taupo. $69 a flight.
Wow.
$69 a week out. That is
Bargain.
so cheap. You know how
1
long
week
that
out?
A week out. The flight took 30 minutes. We flew back at 6:15. We were home by 7:30.
Beautiful.
It is like, it's cheaper than paying gas in a car. Done, man. So people out there, get on board. I think it only is Auckland to Taupo. I don't think they go anywhere else. In fact, they don't. I tried to fly from Taupo to Wellington. 2 stops. You had to fly back to Auckland, you see.
Yeah.
And that was about $800. I tried to rent a car to drive to Wellington because I had a funeral in Carterton. There was one place that would let me do it. To drive a car and drop it off in Wellington so I could fly back to Auckland, $850.
Ah, sweet.
That's a bit steep.
Yeah,
I
man.
thought that's a bit steep.
That's a fair wedge.
That's a bit, yeah. So I'll just fly back to Auckland and then, it was a pain in the ass. Anyway, good times, but that is a good little deal, and I will be doing that for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And did
$69.
and it was Air New Zealand?
That was Air New Zealand. That's the only one that does it. Yeah.
So you got a koru action as well?
Went to Koru and had had the kid with me. That was fun. And then when I went down to Wellington, I think I was in there for a total of about 8 minutes before the flight got called.
Yeah, but you can put away quite a lot.
I put 3 eggs away.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Keyzie.
I've got a koru question.
Yes.
Have you flown... Once again, I hate to do this, Jase, but I'm mostly directing this at Mike because he's had koru for longer.
Yes. No,
and
fair
I'm
enough.
just about to sign up because I've got enough air points.
Oh, yeah.
And we're planning a trip to Europe. If you book through Air New Zealand and let's say you have to transfer onto something else in the Star Alliance network or whatever, do you get to use their lounges?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Right. So
Yes.
that's something you should
You
factor
want
in,
to
right?
do that. The only time, so we went to the UK to do something.
Yeah.
And then something with the flights, and it was a bit of a shit show. And we weren't booking it; somebody else was doing it. And we came back and went to Bay. Was it through Shanghai? Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's where one of ours is.
Only went through. Didn't see anything except for the airport, and they didn't have anything there, and so we had to pay $50 or whatever to go with some other lounge, which was an absolute dump.
Right.
I had half a dozen dumplings, and then the flight back from Shanghai to Auckland had diarrhea and was vomiting all the way back.
From the dumplings.
When we
Most likely.
when
yeah.
we came back from Adelaide, we used the Qantas Lounge. Shit
you don't
house.
like that, did you?
Shit house.
Listen to us. What a bunch of
I know what a
wankers
bunch.
we are.
Punch me in the face. But
Well-
like boiled egg and slices of like processed ham and bread.
Yeah. I think the real true value, and I've never really done it, the true value lies in drinking free piss.
Yeah, and that's the tragedy, Mogan.
Don't drink.
We don't drink the free
Yeah.
piss.
And it's because 4 hours is the limit, isn't it? Or
You
is
know,
it 2?
I had my wife in there, and I was going, get into it for fuck's sake.
Hook in.
Hook in.
What's the limit?
Well, there is no
No
limit.
time limit. You're not allowed.
You're only allowed in there 2 hours before you fly.
See,
2 hours
that's-
before a domestic. I think maybe international might be longer.
3, hopefully.
Maybe,
Yeah.
It's good though, man. I love it in there.
I mean, you'd put away a fair amount in 2 hours, wouldn't you, Keyzie?
Of what?
The old booze.
But it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like you get in there, like it's pretty exciting. You get in there and it's just fridges full of bottles
It's
of
exciting,
wine
yeah,
man.
and beer. And it used to be top shelf. They've just got rid of that. But it's like, look at all that piss and no one's stopping me.
Yeah, totally. It's really hard, actually. In actual fact, a lot of the fellas said to me, and they won't name them, but folks that I've worked with said they basically paid off their Koru Lounge membership in 2 visits to the Koru Lounge with the amount of piss they drank.
So,
You know what I mean?
So on the way to, Mike,
I mean, don't
the
join
UK.
it for the piss, obviously, but well, maybe you do.
Maybe you do.
I do it to feel special. There's nothing better than sitting in there waiting for your flight while everyone else is in economy.
Well, you were saying the other
only done it
day
once.
that the reason that you were into it, Keyzie, was that you don't like sitting with, in inverted commas here, the common people. Wow, you said the filth, and I went, Keyzie,
scum.
easy on, fella.
Yeah,
One
but that
bloody-
It does suck being out there with nothing to do for a couple of hours, doesn't it?
yeah.
It is shit.
and it's not until you've experienced, because my friend checked me in to Koru, the Christchurch one.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's a goodie. Yeah.
Amazing. And
Yeah,
I was like, I'm
Christchurch is
sitting
good.
on a nice comfy seat watching planes take off. I've got unlimited sort of Coke and beer and wine and
Yeah.
curry, really nice curry. I was just like, this is amazing.
Celebrities in there. I met Jason Gunn in there
Oh, yeah?
for the
You
first
reckon
time. Yeah.
He was
I met-
probably like, I met Mogi.
I met Sam Neill in there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And interestingly,
up to him?
because he was with Taika,
Ah.
and Taika was like, "G'day, mate."
G'day,
And
mate.
I said, "Do you mind? I'm fucking eating at the moment, Taika.
Yeah.
Can you not bother me?" But anyway, Sam Neill came over because he saw the book I was reading. And
Do you
I
mind,
eating
Sam?
Were you eating a
can't-
bag of chips?
I can't remember. I
In a
can't
bag of
remember.
cheese balls.
I can't remember the book I was reading, but he loved the author, and he went, "Oh, what's that one? What's that one?" And I said, "Oh, blah blah blah." And he went,
Oh,
"Oh my
it's
god, I haven't read that one."
Green
Awesome.
eggs and ham.
Oh.
Keezy,
What?
seriously.
Very good. Green
Yeah.
eggs in there.
And a packet of cheese balls. No.
Actually, I was
Effie is
on that
hilarious.
front. I was proud of myself last night because I was committed to cheese balls
Oh,
on
yeah.
the way home, but I didn't do it.
Oh, nice.
But I literally stopped outside the dairy and I was staring at the cheese balls in the shop, and I went, "No,
Ooh.
no."
Oh, in fact, today we'll discuss that
Right.
because I recorded every day.
Oh, yes.
Every day I recorded old
snacks.
Hoity J and the snacks that he had. It must have been for about a month. So what would that be? 20 odd days or something like that. But yeah, pretty amazing. It was pretty amazing. And then it's
Good
only
reading.
because they've stopped having them in the office that you've stopped eating it. But you were. It was amazing, wasn't it? Because I was every bit as bad or worse than you.
Yes.
And so as soon as we had that bet, and I've just stopped doing it, to then witness what it
You
looks
just get
like.
to watch.
It was like, oh my
It's a
God,
feeding
I used to be
frenzy.
exactly like this, just fucking hoeing in, putting a bag of chips away from you, and
Yeah,
like, that's
yeah,
it, I'm
yeah.
not having any more, coming back,
The classic.
hoovering it up.
The classic.
I've put it 3 feet away, no more for me.
Sunday for me was a perfect example. You know, we went to the food shop and stuff, and I bought chips and dip, and I made the dip, and
Did you give it a chance to get cold?
only just, man, only just. But I'll tell you what I did.
can't wait either.
What I did is I got one chip, and I put it in the dip, and I ate it, and I went, "Oh, that'll do for now. It's not quite ready." And then I sat down on the couch, and then 5 minutes later, fucking, I was hoeing.
5 minutes later, my ass.
Well, actually, what I kept doing is I kept going back and forth from the fridge, and then my wife said, "Are you just going to bring it over? Why do you keep going back and forth like you're kidding yourself? Just bring it
Oh,
over."
God.
Will you keep putting the chips near me on the desk? Go, there you go, Keyzie. And then I don't eat hardly any of them, and then you just keep wandering over.
Oh, fucking please.
Actually, last night, 11 o'clock, I was about to go to bed. Wife's already fast asleep. I was playing PlayStation, switched it off, and I was like, oh, man, I'm a bit peckish. Whole bag of Muncho's spicy tomato in the pantry that I bought the other day. Forgot to eat them. I sent a photo. Forgot to eat them, and I was just like, I ate the entire bag before 11:30 and then went straight to bed. It was just like,
about to take
what the
off.
hell's the point of
Yeah.
that? Just go straight to bed with a bag full of chips in your stomach?
Yeah.
Like, what is the
Good
point? It was
Yeah.
delicious.
It's the end of day eating that kills me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Oh,
that
it's good,
shit.
though.
Mind you, to be fair, it's just usually a bit of peanut butter on toast or something. I don't gorge myself like you, Keyzie.
And then you make one for your wife and then eat hers?
I do make one for my wife, yeah.
Yeah.
And she always pretends like she doesn't want one, but I always make her one because I know that if I don't, she'll eat mine.
You know what's going to happen. Similar things happening at home at the moment. I'm still having to order all this food for this goddamn food thing I'm doing. And then I'm finding that the wife started eating it.
Right, yeah, nah.
And it's like, well, no, I've ordered enough for me because it's what I need to eat for the week. And then she eats it. And it's like, okay, well, now I haven't got enough. So what are we going to do? But I haven't said anything. I've just internalised it.
And then,
And I just shut up and get on with it.
Yeah,
because
nice,
what's
man.
the point, Keyzie? You know, you just leave it alone, man.
Just bottle it up, man, yeah.
Bottle it up, brother.
Food battles, yeah.
Your Hauraki Big Show Keyzie word of the day is...
Bolos.
Relevant. Send all the Keyzie words into the Hauraki Big Show on Instagram there. Message us, why don't you? All 5 of them in your cell phone number. And then we could be calling you on Monday with a prize pack, backbone shirt. Don't forget to follow us as well on Instagram, Chris KNZ, Mr. Mike Minogue.
No need to shout, Keyzie.
At Hoity J.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.